right? You got to look there, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so move in. Welcome to Code Club. Are we live? Yeah, I think we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Alright, so we swapped Ben for John. Hello, John.
Hello.
Alright, we're going to be looking more at HTML. So we looked at the first HTML project on the Code Club website last week. So we're going to look at another one. Okay, so if we first of all just go to Google and type in Raspberry Pi projects. And it's the first link that comes up.
Oh, Dad, you need to change view.
Ah, okay. Well spotted. Alright, so you can see our desktop now. So we've gone to Google, we've typed in Raspberry Pi projects, and we clicked on the first link that came up. That takes us to the Raspberry Pi website. And if we click on Code Club at the top, and then we've got under HTML and CSS, we've got project 1. And then that's got all the HTML and CSS projects. So if this is the first time that you've joined, probably don't join this session. Jump back over to the channel, have a look at Scratch, or have a look at last week's HTML project, HTML number 1. But if you were watching last week, stick with us and we're going to learn more HTML. Alright, so you done HTML in school, John?
Yeah.
Alright, have you've done HTML projects on the Code Club website?
Not in school. In school we did basically we just had to build a website, and each lesson we got given a PowerPoint, and there was some.
But you've done these projects on in the library when we've been doing Code Club, yeah?
I think I've dabbled in it in the library.
So we're going to click on Tell a Story, which is the second project. And I think it's like we're going to make a comic. Alright, so introduction. In this project you'll learn how to create your own web page to tell a story, joke or poem. Alright, I'm going to be using an editor called Trinket. And as with all Code Club projects, they've put a preview at the beginning of what it's going to look like. So we're going to be creating a layout, and be putting some images in, and we're going to be overlaying some text on it. Okay, so ideally if you're at home, you're going to be watching us on a television or a tablet, and you're going to be following along on a computer. And you're going to have the project open, and we're going to have Trinket open, and we're going to be clicking between the two. Okay, so what you will need, okay, so just telling us that we're going to be using Trinket, that's all we need. Decide on a story. Before you can get coding, you'll need to decide on a story. You want to use the mouse, matey. Think about the story you want to tell. It could be a famous story, a story you've made up, or something that has happened to you or someone you know. It doesn't even have to be a story. It could be a joke, a poem, or anything else. So hopefully you've got an idea for a story, but I mean it could be anything, so we'll just make it up as we go along. So John has clicked on the green button in the bottom right hand corner, editing your story. Let's start by editing the HTML content and CSS style of the story's webpage. Let's start by editing the HTML content and CSS style of the story's webpage. So, so we covered what these things meant last week. but what does HTML stand for, John?
It was something to do with hypertext.
Markup language. And CSS stands for cascading style sheets.
Yeah.
Alright. Open this trinket. So if you've got the project open on your machine, you can just click on the link and it'll automatically open it. If you don't have the project open and you're just following along, then the thing that you want to type is jump2.cc / web story, web-story. Alright, so if you just were to take that, or you would type it into your browser, jump2.cc / web-story. And then what that does is it'll open a project with some resources already available. So somebody at Raspberry Pi has gone ahead and set this up as a basis for us to start working on.
Can I go get my glasses?
Yep, go and get your glasses. Alright, so the project should look like this. So the way that Trinket's set out, if you remember last week, in the left hand side we've got our code, we've got two files. We've got our index file, we've got our style file, our HTML and our CSS, and then in the right hand side we've got a preview of what it's going to look like. So we've got a title at the top, got an image, and then we've got some text overlaid over the top of that. Just waiting for Johnny to get back with his glasses. Alright, web page content goes in the body section of the HTML document. So if we were to look at Trinket, we can see we've got the head, which is where the non-visible elements go, such as links, bring in resources such as style sheets in. And then you have the body, which is where the visible content goes. So the things that you can't see go in the head, and the things that you can see go in the body. And then at the top of the document we've got our HTML tags to tell the editor or the browser that it's a HTML document. So it says find the web page content from line 7 onwards inside the body tags. So another thing, if you remember from last week, Trinket and majority of other editors will have line numbers, and the good thing there is if you are referring to a piece of code with somebody, so when John comes back I'll say we're looking at this piece of code, I can say look at the code from line 7. Yeah, did you manage to find them?
I did get this paper.
Alright, so I'll just go back over. So it says about the fact that the web page content is in the body of the index, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, but the fact that we've got the head where the non-visible stuff goes, where we're loading resources in, and then we've got the body where the visible stuff goes.
Yeah.
And it's saying start looking at the content from line 7. It says see if you can work out which tags are used to create the different parts of the web page. So if you're looking at the code on the left hand side and you're looking at the preview on the right hand side, so we can see, I mean it's fairly obvious, isn't it? You've got the H1, which is a header tag, yeah. My story.
The div, that's just putting it into sections.
Yeah, what is it? It's a division, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or a container.
And then the body, that's telling you what's actually the main chunk of the text.
Yeah, you got your image, and then you got your paragraph as well. Alright, so if we click on answer, and it tells us, and I think it's fairly straightforward, isn't it? You've got your H1 at the top, H1, H2, H3, H4, they're headers, and you have your div, and if you see divs encompassing things, all that is, it's a division, you know, it's a way of kind of grouping things together. You got your image, so image source equals, and then the path to the image, and then you've got your p tags, which are a paragraph. So tags are encompassing certain parts, certain pieces of content in order to characterize them. And if you remember, so tags normally come in pairs, don't they? Like the paragraph, you've got your opening paragraph and your closing. And you tend to find that your closing tags normally have a
they always have a
forward slash. Okay.
So it's just telling you the end tag.
Yeah. Alright, so it says make some changes. Edit the HTML and CSS code to customize your web page. The HTML content can be found in the index.html file and the CSS in the style.css file. Alright. You can also alter the colours used on the web page, and you can use different fonts such as Arial, Comic Sans, Impact or Tahoma. Alright, so we zoom back out. Maybe if you want to start by changing the title, John.
So to change the
So I mean, just we don't need to explain it, do we? We can just, so if you click in and change the content between the H tags.
The head tags.
Yeah. Yeah. So just change the title.
What should I change it to?
Whatever you want, I don't know. Yeah, alright. Should we capitalise them as well?
Yeah.
So there you go, and then if we look at the preview on the right hand side, we can see that your title's changed. So if we look at the style,
you can change.
so the style is obviously, you know, if you look at the tags, so back in the HTML, you've got body, you've got H1, you've got div, you've got image, you've got P. And then if we look in the style sheet, then
you've got body, div,
Yeah.
P and image.
so those tags, those IDs are defined within the style sheet, and then you're setting the characteristics for them, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what could we do? At the moment,
Could change
your
the
font is set to Comic Sans, so we could set it to Courier. If you type the word Courier.
As in courier, like an Amazon courier.
Yeah, as in an Amazon Courier, so that's a...
Courier.
Yeah, does that work? Yeah, so there you go.
Changes it.
So, at the moment, the background is set to white. Do you know how to select a hex colour? Do you know what hex colour is?
Isn't that why you have to go into a website? And
Yeah, so if we just go to Google and then just type Hex Color Picker.
Hex. Is it American spelling or?
It is, it's American spelling, yeah.
Hex color
Yeah,
picker.
just hit enter.
And then you slide it along to the colour.
Yeah, so just select,
So if we wanted the background colour to be
set it to yellow or
do
blue.
like that colour's nice and
Yes, alright, so you
So-
can see there,
it's got a code.
yeah, you've got a hex code. So when you're setting a colour within HTML, that's it. You can either just type one of the predefined colours, white, black. There's loads. Should we just quickly Google HTML colour names maybe? Yeah, so...
this is the website we use in school.
Is it? You use W3 Schools?
Yeah.
So the browser knows what certain things are. So like you could put the word aquamarine, Alice blue, antique white, or...
I think there's one called Razzle Dazzle Red.
Wow, okay.
Or pink, I'm not sure. It'll be in there somewhere.
So you can either put certain colour names that the browser knows, or you can put the hex colour. So in this case, you've gone and you've selected this blue.
And then I've put
you put it in.
Hex code.
So before,
and that's something I wasn't taught in school.
It was white. And then you change it to the hex colour, which is blue. What else could we change? So you can change any of these things. So just going back, if anybody's watching, just talking about it again. So the way that these rules are defined are, for example here with the attributes for body, you've got the name of the item that we're targeting, and then we've got curly brackets, and then within the curly brackets we've got our attributes. So we've got background hyphen colour, which is the attribute that we're setting, and then you've got your colon, and then you've got the value that you're setting it to, and then we terminate it with a semicolon. Font family, colon, the value that we're setting, and then we terminate it with a semicolon.
If you don't put the semicolon in, a lot of people in school, they didn't do this. They kept forgetting to put it in, and then the code just completely broke.
Yeah, so,
And
I mean, if we do that...
People just assume that they've done a
See,
fancy code.
Well, it is, isn't it? You've got to be really careful.
Like, they assume they've got some of the text code wrong, but then it's just a simple colon.
It is. So if we take this colon out, what happens? Or we take the semicolon out?
Then there's no background.
And it breaks the rule, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it actually breaks the font family as well. So it's not just the background colour that it breaks, but it also breaks, you know, every other rule that's within.
Yeah, because if you haven't terminated the first line, it associates the first and second lines together. Pretty sure that's how it works.
Alright, so going back to the project. Okay, so we've changed some things there. What did we change? We changed the background colour.
The font.
The font.
Could change the size of the font.
You can. Go on. So where would you change the size of the font?
So that's in the... Where's the mouse one? There's the mouse. So when you're doing... I think it's in P because that's your paragraphs.
Yeah.
And so you're doing... it's font size. Which... Font size here. So we change it from 10...
So go on, change it.
To 20.
20.
Then
yeah.
it gets bigger, but now you can't see Mr. Sun. So we did like 7.
Okay.
Then that's too small. So say 10 is about the right size.
Okay. Alright. So one of the things that we could do as well is we've got this H1 tag here. And there's nothing that's really... Have we got... Where does it set the font size for that?
Well, I think if you want to set the font size for that individually, it is in the div.
Is it?
But you can always put in H1.
Where's the font size in the div?
I don't know.
I don't think it is it?
So if you put in...
If we put in H1...
And then you have to open your...
Yeah, go on, you do it. So if you do curly brackets...
Curly bracket, and then I just go back
there.
And then we have to put in... Font... Dash.
Size, yeah.
Size. Wait, no, they've.
And then you need to separate it with a colon, yeah.
And then we want to put in PT.
Yeah, for points, because font size is in points.
So then we want to put.
Just put a big 25.
15? No.
Yeah.
30.
Okay. So what that's done there is you're targeting the H1 tag, which is the title, independently, aren't you? So. All right. Okay, so if we move on to the next bit, telling your story. Let's add a second part to your story. Go to line 15 and add another set of divs, start and end tags. This will create a new box for the next part of your story. So if you go to line 15 in the project, so go back to the index. Yeah.
We'll go to line 15, which is this one.
Bear with us a moment. Okay, so line 15. So what we could do is we could just copy. We could just copy that, couldn't we? Or do you want to type it in manually?
So go. Oh, it's not. Okay.
Okay, so Trinket automatically puts the start and end tags in, doesn't it?
Yeah, but some other apps they don't. So you have to manually do it.
Alright, so do you want to move that down to the next line? Okay, so do you want to add a paragraph in?
So,
okay, so we can see that the paragraphs, it's now appearing in the bottom right hand corner, isn't it?
Do we need to get another image?
I think so. Let's follow on and see what it says. Add a paragraph of text inside the div. So do you want to add a so we probably want to format it the way that it is above. There's nothing wrong with having your p tags above and below. What I'd say is to keep it consistent with how the formatting is from the previous div. So do you want to type something in? Yep. Alright. Okay, I mean it just needs to be some text, doesn't it? Alright.
Typing it in.
Alright.
That was a button though.
Okay, so
Oh, I haven't got space.
it's alright, don't worry.
I'm just typing in something, making a story.
Okay, so what does it say next? You can display an image in your new box by adding this code. So
Computer for the HTML, you have to have the images and
you do, yeah.
The code in the same folder.
Alright. So one of the things that we can do is we could type that in, or we could just highlight it and copy it. So if we drag the mouse over it, go on, do you want to do it? Drag the mouse over it. Drag the mouse over it, yeah, and then right click. And then copy. And then go back to Trinket. Yeah, and then where are we going to put it? We're going to put it above the paragraph, aren't we? So here, yeah. Oh, sorry. So just here, just above. Just inside the div tag. So here, yeah. Just drop it down a line.
So go.
All right.
And then inside.
Okay, so the way Trinket does it is if we click on the image icon there in the top right, does it give us a list of images?
View and add images.
So
Yeah, boy PNG, buildings PNG.
Alright, add a dinosaur in. Can we just click? Can you just click dinosaur and add it in like that?
Can we do flowers?
Yeah. Does it allow us to do it? It doesn't, does it? So we're going to have to type
we
it
can
in.
type in flowers PNG.
Yeah. Alright.
So go back to the index HTML. And then what was the image called?
Flowers.png. .png.
PNG. When we did ours, we could only use JPEGs.
Okay, yeah. I can't imagine why. You know, there's JPEGs, there's PNGs,
It just didn't come up properly.
there's GIFs.
Although I think we were only taught to use JPEGs, we weren't
The thing is, it's no different whether you're using a PNG, whether you're using a JPEG, or whether you're using a GIF.
It's just because of the line code we were showing.
But, you know, so it would literally just be a case of, if there was JPEGs in that folder, we would do flowers.jpg. But they're not. They're saved as PNGs, so we do flowers.png.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think the image looks a tiny bit too big.
Okay. Well, we can change it, can't we? Alright, so what does it say here? You can display an image in your new box. So we've done that. We've added the flowers one in. Notice that the image tags are a bit different to the other tags. They don't have an end. So in the majority of tags, you have your start and your end. But with the image one, it's literally just the starting tag, which then contains other things like the path to the image. Okay, so to get an image to show, you need to add the source of the image inside the speech marks. Click the image icon to see the images available. Alright, should we quickly just run it? We can just copy. So we know that, you know, everything within our div, there's the start, there's the finish. We could right click, we could go copy. Move it down to line 19, and then we do right click, paste. So then what that does is it adds another box in. We just copied it, haven't we? We've copied div 2 to div 3. Alright, should we add another image in? So if you want to look in the image folder and pick another image.
So look in here.
Yeah.
This one. And then I'll add in a rainbow.
A rainbow, alright.
So that's rainbow.png.
Okay, so go back to the index.
So we get rid of the flowers.
Everything between the quotations. So if you type rainbow.png. Alright, so there you go, there's our... Okay, so... Cool. Alright, so we've done this, haven't we? Decide which image you want, remember its name, and then you're just putting them inside the quotations. Alright. Cool. So finding your own images. Let's find an image on the web that you want to add to your story. Go to this page and find an image that you want to include in your story. So if anybody needs this, the address is jump2.cc/html-images, or we can just click on it.
Whoa.
So here's the images on the web. So what does it say to do? Right click the image and click the copy image URL. Do you want to do that? So you go back to there, and if you right click, choose the one that you want.
Take the bird and the cookies.
Yeah, and then you've right clicked and on the drop down you get copy image address, or depending on which browser you're using, it might say copy image URL or something like that. So go on, if you do copy image address. Okay. So if we swap in ours, if we swap Mr. Rainbow for our new image, so if you, we've copied it and we're going to put it between the quotations. So if you just delete rainbow.png, John, yeah, just click on the right hand side and then just click the delete button. Alright, click delete on the keyboard, yeah. And then right click.
Paste.
And then paste. Alright. So that's different, isn't it? That looks different. So before, it was literally just the file name, like flowers.png. This is a big long address.
But then it still has that.
It has that on the end, but it's going to a specific location on a website, isn't it? Alright.
Change it back to the rainbow.
Should we leave it in there for now?
Change it back to the rainbow.
We'll do that.
It goes with the story.
Alright, let's just quickly do something. So if we go and we right click and we'll copy this div, we're gonna add a fourth div in. So there it is, it's appeared. And then if you go to the Wirral Code Club website.
Wirral Code Club.
Yeah. If you just go to Google and just type in Wirral Code Club. Yeah, just hit enter.
Because we've searched it so much.
So I mean, if for anybody else following at home, you could do this too. So we just go to Google, and then if we just type in Wirral Code Club, so it's the first one that comes up. Alright, so if you right click on that logo, John, and copy image address,
and go back to the trinket.
Go back to trinket, and then
get rid of this.
Yeah. Right. Do because people can't see what keys you're pressing, can they? So press delete.
Or we can just paste over.
Okay. Yeah. Paste over the top. Cool.
And now we have the logo.
So now we're loading the logo in from the Wirral Code Club website, and again, it's got a big long address. www.wirralcodeclub.org/ so on and so forth. Alright, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it says paste the URL between the speech marks. We've done that. Alright, uploading images. Should we do that? Do you want to click on it? If you have a Trinket account, you can also upload your own images to your web page. Alright, so if you're following, have you got a Trinket account?
Yeah.
Have you? You don't do it now, do it at the end of the session. Get your mum, your dad, or whoever to set you a Trinket account up. So get a free one, don't do the paid for one. The free one does absolutely everything that we want it to.
Can't remember my password anymore.
So, can we do this? It's got that upload option there.
That's text file.
Okay. So
That's create text file.
we can't actually do this because of the fact that we don't have an account set up. But I think it's pretty straightforward. We'd go to images and okay, it does seem to be allowing us to do it even though we're not logged in. Upload new image.
Maybe you're not logged in.
We got an account? We do have an account. Remembered our login details. Click to select image.
So that's files on your computer.
Yep. So what it allows you to do is to take an image that you've got on your...
I've got the Heinz logo.
Yeah, kind of. So
the original awesome source.
we upload the Heinz logo. We should have given it a better name, shouldn't we? It's got a stupid name. Does it allow us to rename it?
I think you have to rename it on a computer file.
All right. So, something to remember, if you're uploading files to Trinket, name the file something better before you upload it, because otherwise it'll be gibberish. Can I see this? All right, so if we rename it, so if we call that awesome.jpg, should we delete this? Can we delete it?
Delete from library. Hide from library.
Say hide from library. We go done. It's not there, is it?
Yeah, because it's there, but it's not in the original image library.
Ah, okay.
So you do an add a new image. And then upload new image.
Hide from library.
Upload
new image.
Click to select. And then
awesome.jpg.
And then it's awesome.jpg now.
Okay, click done. And it is listed there, isn't it?
It's the JPEG now. Because we've got JPEGs and PNGs.
That's because the file type that image was a JPEG.
Yeah.
So what we could do is we could go copy. And then we could go to, do you want to put it into the last div? So everything between the quotations, if you delete that. Yep, right click and paste.
Awesome.jpg and it should come up there.
Yeah, so there it is. Okay, so do we need to run through that again? So if you want to upload, can you remember how to do it? How do we upload a file into Trinket?
So to upload a file, you're going to go to the library, the image library, then press the +1, upload new image, click to select images, and then you just press on one, repress on this.
So if you've got images on your desktop, or if you've been and saved them off a website, then you can.
Oh, you can rename it.
Ah, okay. Does it? No, don't think it's allowing you to do that. No. All right. Anyway.
Doesn't seem to.
So then, once that's done, they'll appear within your library, within your account, if you've created an account. Okay. Okay. Challenge. Keep going. Use what you've learned in this project to finish telling the story. Here's an example. So I don't think we've really written a story, have we? But I think
I tried to.
I think we've learned some stuff. What's next? Congrats! The project is complete. What did you think? It was okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's think. We could do something else while we are waiting. So, have you ever seen that you can edit page and you right click? Now, this will only change the website within your browser.
Yeah.
So we do inspect.
Because the files are saved somewhere else and you can't edit them from your computer.
Okay, so we right clicked on an element and we inspected. And
that's
it
going over there.
brings us up. It's going over where? It doesn't matter because the right hand monitor isn't seen, is it? Okay, so it shows us the internal workings of the website, all of the code. But then one of the things that we can do is we can edit it locally. So if you were to double click on that, hi, we are Wirral Code Club, just double click. Yeah, double click, and then if we start typing in John's awesome website, and then we were to hit enter, it changes it within the browser. Yeah.
So you could make your own secret website.
Well,
that doesn't actually exist.
it's only in your browser, and as soon as we refresh it, so if we were to click refresh up here in the top left, as soon as that refreshes, it should go back to how it was. So, if you're watching, you could do, if we were to go to the BBC website, and we were to find a news story.
The Boris Johnson
one that's not too so we were to go to this Bitcoin one here, and then if we were to right click on the title and then do inspect, and it'll bring up the developer console. Has it already done it? Ah, it has, hasn't it? It's here. Okay, so within developer console, if we were to click inspect on the title, but then we were to think, we don't want to change that, we want to change something else. If you click this here, this icon, you can select the parts of the web page that you want to change.
You can select the picture.
But then, if we go back to the title, so again, you can double click and you can put John wins
the lottery.
£1 million worth of Bitcoin. Hit enter.
That's already changed.
And then it changes the title. Alright, so I think we'll call it a day. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have got any questions, get your mum or your dad or your parent, your guardian to send something over, and we'll see you next week to do more HTML. Alright, thank you.